He built Binance, the world's biggest crypto empire, and ended up behind bars. His name is Changpeng Zhao, better known as CZ. From coding in cafés to ruling a billion-dollar exchange, his journey reshaped the crypto world. Stay until the end, because you'll discover how power turned into prison and what really happened to the man behind Binance. Changpeng Zhao was born in Jiangsu, China in 1977. His father, a university professor, was exiled during China's Cultural Revolution. When CZ was 12, his family fled to Canada, starting over with almost nothing. It was there he learned that rebuilding, just like code, always starts from zero. In Vancouver, young CZ worked part-time at McDonald's and gas stations to help his parents. He realized early that money disappears fast, but skills last forever. Every night he taught himself programming, chasing logic when life was uncertain. Those late hours in front of a glowing screen shaped his future empire. At McGill University in Montreal, CZ studied computer science and fell in love with algorithms. He joined the Tokyo Stock Exchange, designing systems that processed millions of trades every second. Later, he founded Fusion Systems in Shanghai, building ultra-fast trading tech for global banks. The quiet coder was mastering speed before mastering crypto. In 2013, during a poker night, a friend introduced CZ to Bitcoin. He read Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper and was hooked. Days later, he made a radical choice, selling his apartment worth nearly $1 million to buy Bitcoin. It wasn't a gamble, it was conviction turned into code. CZ joined blockchain.info in 2013, working with early pioneers like Ben Reeves and Roger Ver. He built systems that allowed millions to store Bitcoin securely. At the time, crypto felt like the Wild West, chaotic but full of promise. For CZ, this wasn't speculation. It was the future of money itself. By 2017, crypto was booming. CZ saw that exchanges were slow, unreliable, and greedy. With a small team, he launched Binance after raising $15 million through an ICO. His promise? Fast, global, secure trading. Within months, Binance wasn't just a company, it was the heartbeat of the crypto revolution. Binance exploded. In just 8 months, it became the world's largest exchange. The Binance coin, BNB, surged 1,000%. CZ's fortune crossed billions, from cafe coder to crypto emperor. Every trader knew his initials, every government knew his name, and the higher he climbed, the thinner the air became. Binance had no borders. It moved from Shanghai to Malta, then to Dubai. CZ claimed, "We're global and nowhere." By 2021, over 120 million users traded daily. Governments called it chaos. Crypto fans called it freedom, but the line between both was fading fast. Regulators began circling. The US, UK, and Singapore accused Binance of enabling money laundering. CZ dismissed it all as FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But behind closed doors, lawyers outnumbered engineers. The same code that built his empire was now under forensic inspection, line by line. By 2022, Binance faced more than 20 regulatory probes worldwide. Banks refused partnerships. Competitors whispered collapse. But CZ stayed silent, tweeting just one number: 4. To him, it meant, ignore fear, ignore rumors, keep building. To the world, it looked like denial. To regulators, it sounded like arrogance. November 2023. the US Department of Justice filed criminal charges against Binance and CZ. They accused him of failing to prevent billions in illegal transfers. In a deal that shocked crypto, CZ stepped down as CEO. The man who once defied governments now faced their full weight. In April 2024, CZ pleaded guilty. The court sentenced him to 4 months in US federal prison. Binance paid $4.3 billion in fines, one of the largest in history. It was the moment when crypto's fastest builder became its loudest warning. "I made mistakes. I must take responsibility, no PR team, no excuses." For the first time, the unstoppable builder accepted limits. It was a human moment. The line between arrogance and accountability crossed in public for the entire crypto world to see. He served his sentence quietly at a low-security facility. No luxuries, no internet, just time. Reports say he taught coding to other inmates and read daily. For someone who built systems for billions, solitude was his first real test. Powerless, but still building, one day at a time. In September 2024, CZ was released. He moved quietly to Dubai, avoiding cameras. No longer Binance's leader, he became an advisor to a small blockchain project called Aster. He returned to what he always loved, building quietly, away from the spotlight he once owned. Under new CEO Richard Teng, Binance adapted to global regulations and survived. The company kept its dominance, but lost its mystery. CZ remained a shareholder, no longer a ruler. He once said, "I built tools for freedom." Now those tools belonged to a world where freedom had boundaries. For CZ, wealth was never the victory. Building was. But the faster he built, the fewer rules he saw. In crypto, speed is power, and power always draws fire. His story reminds us that innovation doesn't erase responsibility, it magnifies it. He no longer appears at conferences. He rarely speaks, but his influence remains coded in the industry's DNA. Every exchange, every app, every wallet carries something he built. Whether you admire or blame him, one truth stands. CZ changed how the world trades trust and paid for it. He didn't invent Bitcoin, but he built the bridge that brought it to millions. CZ turned code into culture and vision into empire. His downfall doesn't erase his legacy, it defines it. Because even in failure, his fingerprints remain on every transaction we make. CZ's story isn't just about ambition. It's about the limits of innovation without accountability. He built faster than the rules could keep up until they caught up. Freedom without discipline becomes chaos. And in a world written in code, even a line out of place can crash everything. Prison didn't destroy him, it reprogrammed him. He now talks less about crypto and more about integrity. For someone who once built the world's fastest exchange, learning to slow down became the real challenge. Maybe that's what maturity looks like, turning noise into silence, and ambition into understanding. To many, CZ represents a generation that believed in borderless wealth and instant success. To others, he's a warning that every revolution becomes a system. He embodied crypto's paradox: freedom through control, decentralization through dominance, a contradiction written in code and consequence. In the end, CZ's story isn't about money or fame. It's about the weight of creation and the cost of moving too fast. He built bridges between worlds, but every bridge needs limits. Because even geniuses learn that the real challenge isn't coding systems, it's coding ourselves. Stories like this remind us that every click, every trade, and every risk carries meaning. Innovation demands courage, but wisdom demands restraint. If you want to explore the world of crypto, don't chase miracles. Educate yourself, because in this world, a simple click can change a life. But only knowledge can protect your future.